Good evening, welcome. Greetings. Esther. You really don't have to say a word unless something really wants to speak. Just there's a lot of information happening. Just insert in yourself.
Yeah, it's really. Would it be okay to stop the recording because I want to speak to something?
Sure. Bas, could you turn the recording off, please?
Like, oh, lots of movement here, lots of, can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine. It just took me a second to
Lovely.
get you pinned. Yeah.
It's
Cool.
great. Yeah. Lots of changes, which is good. And I don't need to know what they are, but I just had an encounter. Which brought up the being left out in me, in the family. It's not meant that way.
Yeah. So if possible, just come into this moment.
Yes.
And you just hear.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a touch.
Okay, I can see it.
And usually when there's a touch, there'll be an interpretation of what it is and what it means and how to solve it and how to fix it and all that stuff. Those are all ornamentistics that come up. But there's a touch. Okay, cool.
Because I was driving here thinking,
I can see through this, it's fine. But then the emotional side needs to be also
welcome.
honored
Yeah,
and acknowledged. Yeah.
yeah. So we don't need to solve anything, don't need to fix anything. It's just a touch.
Yeah. Coming back into the moment.
Yeah. And you can feel, just as we're sitting here, your system isn't so...
Yeah.
so,
Very. Ooh.
Hmm.
Ah.
So, oftentimes when there's a touch, the touch wants to project outward onto whoever the touch happened with. That's usually an automatic. And then it also wants to project onto ourselves that there's something wrong with us. But I haven't found either of those so useful. So we just here. Okay.
Yes,
And
definitely.
there's just, it's just, like there's all the chemicals that get released in the body when there's a touch. And so we just here and just not running with them, not running with the mind.
They're very, gosh, I can write an opera if I could write an opera
For sure.
on how that is just creatively rounding explosions, and they're not horrible. They're just bringing up, yeah. Wow. Thank you. And I had an encounter with a fairly high frequency. She did a massage on me. She's very lovely, very open heart. Anyway, I can say definitely that. And unfortunately, I was not in the space of this being in a moment. And in that, after communication, she showed me the other energy, the hard energy I used to operate on, that it's still there. And it kind of, I don't know what to do with that. I suppose I don't need to do anything, but something in me.
So that's where you start, there's that impulse to want to change, fix, or get rid of. Very, I could say, such a normal response is, okay, like there's something hard, I want to soften it, I want to get rid of it. But, to me, I find it always, I could say, to honor it, because in some ways that's been how your system survived till now. So to not honor it is, it's like you're trying to use the will to change something that's unconscious, which will never happen. It's much the conscious will is much less powerful than what's unconscious. So usually much more efficient just to honor, okay, yes, there's some hardness there and it had a function. And so then you can start exploring, is that hardness still necessary or useful in this moment? Rather than wanting to change something, because then you're out of inquiry, you move into agenda, which is always violent in a way.
Yes, because the initial energetic was, but I'm not that anymore.
And you never were that. That's with just old information in your system.
Thank you for saying that. I wasn't sure to mention it or not. Because it came from the heart, Isaac, that I'm not that. And I didn't know how.
So, it's just this, our culture is so into a certain way of seeing things, and it's okay. You know, it does it like it does it.
Yeah.
It means well. But you know, we're kind of exploring at another level here. So
Yes, yes, and I'm grateful for that. It's so
yeah. And just starts to get quiet. Yeah. Simple. Okay, Lily. Joel, can you see me?
One moment, please.
Sure.
Yes. Now I see you.
Great. Perfect.
I can notice that there's a very deep longing of being seen or heard, or being recognized in the love that I am. And when attention happens, I notice a lot of activation. It's almost that intense that I can't concentrate on the contact anymore because the intention, the activation is so strong.
Strong, yeah. So let's take it slowly and gentle. There's no, there's no special way to be. Just noticing this everything go. So if we need to slow it down and be a bit more gentle, it's like slow. So I can say from my side is when I meet you, I love to give you attention, and I can just see where something in the energetic, my attention comes and it kind of moves away again and comes and moves away again. So I can see nobody, it's like in spite of wanting to just be with you in a sweet way, that happens. And so, yeah.
What I can see on my side is that there's a movement happening between opening up and closing again somehow.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
in this moving of closing, all these thoughts are arising of separating or judging or also mistrusting.
You speak beautifully, Joel. I mean, you really, all those movements of becoming conscious, or you're conscious of, I could say like that. And to me, it's like, I know if it was up to you, it wouldn't be like that.
No.
So these, so these are old informations that are influencing the present moment. It's wonderful to see it.
Yeah.
And be gentle with it, because you can see at some point, it's like, again, those movements are not comfortable when they happen, and we would never choose them. I'm not sure. I'm getting a lot of sound back. Is that? I'm not, sometimes when you don't wear earphones, it does something funny on the computer. But anyway, if you have them, that would be great just to try them.
Yeah. Please try if the sound back is.
Okay. Yeah, for me, that's better at the moment. I'm not getting the feedback from my own voice.
Great.
Thanks, Joe. And it's interesting now that we've just both spoken, we're meeting in a different way again here now. So it's so far out how it functions. I love it.
Yeah, normally I notice when separation happens, or yeah, I look through a filter of separation. I don't want it, and it's very hard to really accept it and rest with it.
Sure.
So when
I
we
think
talk about it, it's much easier.
And I think, Joel, it's the same in all of us. I don't think it's personal to you. I certainly can relate to that, and I'm pretty sure everybody can. We don't always understand each other's language, but I know exactly what you're speaking. So.
I'm so grateful, Isaac, that you just offer yourself for these explorations.
Love, for me, Joel, to meet you in a sweet way, it's beautiful. And so, it's like, doesn't matter how clumsy both of our systems are, we keep exploring. It gets finer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Joel. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Actually, I like when you say Daphne, because you say it since almost 30 years now. I'm used to it.
Okay. Yeah. Hi.
I'm so happy. I can't tell you how happy I am. That I can connect with you, and there's so much love. It feels like coming home again.
Knowing home really makes it so much easier to be in this life, because, wow, it's challenging. Yeah.
It feels like a major wake-up call for me. Because if I'm not present, I can't deal with it. I can't bear it.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And in a way, in all this, I feel that last week I felt like somehow held. Somehow held by myself, by what I am.
How beautiful. Yeah.
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 In all the pain and all the confusion and all the fear and whatever.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you everybody for being there. Yeah.
Thanks, Daphne.
Thank you.
Daphne.
Daphne,
Right
keep on saying Daphne. I like it. It's okay.
Okay. Cool. Brigitte. Brigitte, there's on the left-hand side of your screen at the bottom, there's a little red thing. If you click on it, then you can unmute yourself, then I can hear you.
Yeah, I found it.
Perfect.
You can hear me?
I hear you perfect.
Ah, great. Happy to see you,
Mm,
Isaac.
yeah.
I was a long time ago. I was not here, and to yeah, I avoid the online meetings because there was a lot of resistance in me. I don't know, a lot of anger and resistance. I don't know. I cannot say it was something, you know. And
Okay.
today um, today I notice I feel more free to be here because all these emotions and all these judgments and resistance and all can be here now, but it
Fantastic.
don't disturb me, you know.
Yeah, I get
Don't
it.
disturb me. I can this I had this feeling, oh, maybe this is a kind of freedom.
Yeah.
You can, yes, I can say yes, and it is the first time for me, Isaac, that I can feel all this, you know, all I can say,
Everything.
you know,
Everything.
yes,
Everything is an expression of the divine. Everything.
yes,
That's so beautiful. And you're
yes,
seeing it for yourself now, not as some
yeah,
theory, but
this
you're
is
seeing
great.
it, experiencing it.
This is great.
It's fantastic.
And
Yeah.
because, and Daphne, she's saying before she has feeling to coming home,
Mm.
and this for me is also to be is it is the only point I can look in the world, because otherwise I cannot handle with all these things. I cannot, you know, I would crash,
I get it.
you know.
Look, so all the exploring you've done is preparing you for these times. I mean, we are in such crazy times.
Yes,
It's
yes.
it's crazy to the nth degree.
And I can say, maybe I was afraid to going crazy because I cannot
Mm.
handle, and to look in the world and in nature, and I mean, you know, what can I say?
Yeah.
Nothing,
Nothing. No.
nothing. But it is all in me, and all these feelings and emotions, all in me, anger and love, and all what I have to describe
Everything.
is all in me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This can be here, and it's don't disturb me now to can come in contact with you or the community and the people, and it's beautiful because from this standing I can love everybody, you know, everybody can I love
Of course.
from this place.
Yes.
There is no boundary.
Yeah. So beautiful.
And this I would say today, and say thank you to you and the people I meet here, and I'm so grateful. It's
Yeah, and thank you to that pull that pulls you to keep exploring and keep looking. I mean,
yeah,
where does that come from? Huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mhm. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Maria.
I hope
Hey.
it's not too loud here.
I can easily adjust my volume, no problem. something you'd like to speak?
No,
Yeah. Oh,
it's good to sit.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you also.
Mm. Tell me.
I'm just experiencing so much joy.
That's good to hear. That's wonderful.
And there was something in me thinking I couldn't put, something saying, no, you can't share joy, you know?
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I thought I'd give it a go.
How beautiful.
It's like every person that's speaking or not speaking or cry or whatever, every person, it's like, I just feel just their love, just so much love coming through. And so all different, like some speaking, some, you know, it just feels beautiful.
Mm. We get to sit in the love flow that expresses through Tammy. It's wonderful.
Yeah, something wants to sing too, and then it's, oh no, don't sing. You know, so it's
If you
sort of stop-start thing goes on.
Yeah, if you've got a short song you'd like to just give a go, just go for it.
Oh, now I want to get it right, you know, do a good job.
Oh, yes, of course.
Of course.
Sing it badly, sing it badly.
Yeah, just very short. There's a few words I wanted to sing.
Cool.
Just to live in your love, that's enough for me. To love your love, that's enough for me. I don't need any more, 'cause you're opening every door. I don't need to knock. Oh no, it's enough for me.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Yeah, beauty. Yeah. Mm.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Hi, Isaac.
Hey, Sylvie.
I can better not sing for you. You don't want to hear that.
I'm not sure anyway.
I just wanted to sit with you. There was some fear yesterday. I was so quiet, and there were no thoughts, and there was some fear for that, of losing control or something, or
Well, that's the interpretation, but you can't really do something you never had, yeah?
yeah.
So all you know is that somehow, as it got really quiet, the vibrations came up, which got labeled as fear.
What are you feeling?
It's like what came in my mind was at some point I was exploring where the system could just be at peace. Like sometimes people have a place in nature or in a certain animal or a certain person that they feel very seen by or whatever. And from when I was doing that exploring, I could feel the only place that this system with all its inputs felt really safe was way out in the cosmos. And so something in me was, I guess, gently inviting a system to explore that, laying down, way out in the great intelligence, I could say like that, resting in the arms of infinity or something like that. So.
That's beautiful. That's the real home. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It feels more in connection now.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, good. Chandra.
Hello, Isaac, and hello, everyone. Just being with you, it's already before in just sitting with you and the Sangha, it's so good every time because things are seen, things are relaxing, and it's a gift.
Love that. Back to
It's just love giving itself. And sometimes it looks like something that identifies as I wants to come in and trying to help, but actually it's just, I could say getting in the way, but in the same time not getting in the way because this here is so much bigger. Thank you so much for just
Sure.
being and being here.
Oh, Bo, you got your hand up. I didn't. Welcome. Hi. If you'd like to speak, on the left bottom of your screen is a little red thing. If you click on that, then you can unmute.
Hello, Isaac. I didn't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Today I cannot connect, and that made me. I thought that therefore it's difficult to raise my hand. I feel the mind is still somewhat in the way because I'm having a chronic pain syndrome now for 26 years, and that means I have to take a lot of medication. Sylvie, can you hear me? I don't know what to talk
It is a bit soft. I can hear you, but yeah, I have my volume up. No worries. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
About 8 weeks ago, I was really wondering whether to leave my husband or not, and I got home and decided that I wanted to stay for a while. And the next day, I wanted to clean the bed, and suddenly something came to my back. It hurt very much. And since 8 weeks now, it's very difficult to even do anything. So I was laying down and taking a lot of medication, and feeling somehow drugged also. And this is happening all of my life. Every time something happens or stress comes up, and then it goes into the mind, into the body. And I know there's nothing I can do about it. Sometimes I try to look for a meaning, but it also makes me difficult because I want to do things in life, and there's fear that everything I do want to do with my life is not possible physically. So on one hand, it is, I can really be peaceful. And on the other hand, there's this problem I still want to solve. And even I know with my mind I cannot solve things. But still,
Yeah. I know that there's a correlation when we don't really listen to what our intelligence, what the great intelligence is telling us. And oftentimes, there's a tendency to compromise or to jump over and not really to listen. And when that not listening happens, it can show up physically in some way, you could say. So it's tricky in a certain way because, you know, it's like sometimes our knowing of what we need to move or something, there's other programs that wants to stay safe and doesn't want to, you know, cause waves. And so there's, in a certain way, like an inner conflict going on that can show up as dis-ease, not being at ease, pain, whatever, you know. So, and it's tricky because it's just like, wow, I know how much of in my life I haven't, even though I knew I didn't want to, something in me was very stubborn and wanted to stay yeah, with what I knew rather than really listening.
Because either way is very fearful.
Yeah, in a way, fearful. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's just like, yeah. It's like, you know, it's such an art form to really listen deeply to our knowing, yeah. And it, in my view, it's not something you can just do, so to speak, because there's always the mind justifies and rationalizes and excuses and does all that stuff, but eventually it does become somewhat clearer. Yeah. But it sounded to me when you were speaking like something's going on that you know that's not being listened to. But it could, I could be wrong also. Just you can just see if it resonates with you.
It does resonate somehow, but
Yeah.
it also brings up doubts in the mind.
Look, 100%. I get it. You know, it's like because, you know, especially with the patterns in us, and you know, that's where there's been a lifetime of not listening, you could say. It's tricky to start listening.
It seems that could it be that there's too much fear to really feel?
Again, you know, it's like, I don't know if we can say it like that, because there might be old programs in the way that, but at some point, either with, you know, with, like I could say with me, you know, there was a recognition that there were patterns playing between the patterns in Micah and the patterns in me that were really, I say, just entangled. They were not free. And yet, you know, like there was so much resistance to wanting to step out of that entanglement. You know, like all kinds of rationalizations, like if we can't get through this, then who can? And, you know, like, you know, somehow you have to persevere. And I mean, there were just so many. And then, but at some point, I really felt like the life starting to go out of my body. I felt if I didn't listen, I was going to physically die. And that was enough to make me, okay, wait, I better, something better move it here, because otherwise the body will. Say again?
I don't understand what you mean. How get free. It's just how to solve
It's a process. I don't think you can solve it. It's like, you know, either the pain gets enough or something just gets to a point where you know, instead of going down the usual pathway, your system goes where something moves in a different way. And it's yeah, I don't think you choose it. I don't think you do it. I think it's just, you know, at some point it becomes clear or not. I'm not much help to you, but
I hope it
yeah,
in this
yeah,
lifetime. You know, sometimes
yeah.
I had this this experience of that I was totally fed up with it, with the pain
Mm.
and be able to do things like that. And then it went away.
Mm.
You know, things like that can happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
people try to tell me that, you know, in my youth things were sometimes very bad, and then you stop feeling, or you became very afraid to feel, and because of that, then it showed up as pain in your body.
Mm-hmm.
But even if so, you know, I forgave all those people because it didn't bring me anything. So even if so, I think it's better for me to just stay still, stay quiet.
Yeah. The more you can just really keep quiet and not entertain all the movements of the mind, the more it'll reveal. That's for sure. And yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I mean,
I know that does happen, and I think it's the only way out, and that's what you encourage me all the time to do.
yeah.
But what a burden it is sometimes. Life.
You know, I mean, in some ways, I marvel at the design. You know, it's like whatever there's resistance to keeps knocking on our door until, yeah, something listens.
I just hope that my mind doesn't go with all your words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You know, and I mean, if it does, you'll see it, I'm sure. Yeah. It's like the best is just to keep quiet and let it reveal if it's possible. Yeah, thanks, bro. You're in Holland?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Something weird here. Oh, I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm just going to say goodnight to you all. Thank you, Bas, for hosting. Thank you all for showing up. Love, beauty, peace. Ciao for now.